Hey there, Tiffany After Hours here, and this is going to be a movie review. Now, I'm already getting into spooky season here. I have my Spirit Halloween hat, and I know they're opening up right now. So yeah, if you've been to a Spirit Halloween yet, I've not. I actually got this a couple years ago, but I've not been to the one near me yet, although I plan to get there very soon. But if you've been to a Spirit Halloween, yet, let me know. Drop it in the comments because I want to know how's the experience, because I hear they're doing like a creepy carnival, and I even saw on their social media that they're doing like a creepy carnival type of theme this year, which I think is kind of exciting. So yeah, but I'm definitely looking forward to visiting my local Spirit Halloween very soon, because gotta stock up on makeup, costume pieces, so yeah, you gotta stock up there. But yeah, just let me know, and yeah, and I will let you know about my experience too when I go. But today I'm going to do, like I said, a movie review, and I'm going to be reviewing the movie, the film Kristy. Now, I came across this film on Tubi not too long ago, and it's actually a film from 2014, so it's about 10 years old. But I actually I really enjoyed the film, and I'll tell you why here in a moment. But the film is directed by Ollie Blackburn, and it stars Haley Bennett, and as well, her name's Justine, but the antagonists call her Kristy, and they do explain why in the film. But Justine is she's a college student, and she is getting ready to. So their school is getting ready for Thanksgiving break. And instead of going home, Justine plans to stay on campus because she doesn't want to lose her scholarship. She needs to keep her grades. You know, when you get a scholarship, you have to keep your grades at a certain level. So she wants to stay and basically make sure that she keeps her grades up, that she, because they have upcoming exams, they have upcoming, I think it's midterms, so she, or finals prior to Christmas break. So she wants to make sure that she can keep her scholarship so that she can stay at that school. So her roommate is actually supposed to stay with her. They're going to be keeping each other company. At least that's the plan. Her boyfriend, Justine's boyfriend, also tries to, persuade her, hey, come with us, come home, come to Thanksgiving dinner with me. And Justine's like, no, I need to stay here and study. And, besides, my roommate will be here. We'll keep each other company, so I won't totally be here by myself. Or at least that's the plan. But then we discover that her roommate is actually leaving after all because her father, I believe, surprised them with a trip to Aspen. So her roommate is going to be leaving, and so that'll leave Justine on campus by herself. And so after we see her roommate leave, we see Justine start to get down to work, start to study. And she also has some fun on her own at the campus because she has full reign of it. We see her kind of dancing through the halls and going swimming in the campus pool. So she's expecting just to have, a weekend of studying and then occasional solo recreation. And then of course she has the security guard there in her dorm as well. So she's not completely stranded without anybody. But the events of the movie happen when she decides to take a break from studying and ventures out to the convenience store that's nearby. And her roommate actually has a really, really nice car, a really expensive car. And so her roommate's like, hey, feel free to take my car out for a spin. So Justine does, and that's actually key in what happens later. But as she's on her way out, she has words, exchanges with the security guard, who very friendly security guard. And she's like, she asks, offers to pick him something up because she's going to be getting herself a couple things from the convenience store. So I think he tells her like Mountain Dew and pumpkin pie or something, which is like, that's a very, very, that's a very interesting combo. But hey, if that's what you want, I guess Mountain Dew, you got to stay up and patrol the area. So, but she, so she goes out to get her stuff as well as the stuff for the security guard. So while she's at the convenience store, we're introduced to this very kind of mysterious girl who definitely seems kind of like, definitely somebody who's different from Justine. It's possibly somebody who's like, an outcast of some kind. At least that's how she's portrayed, and that's what we're supposed to believe. And this is, and she's actually portrayed by Ashley Greene, who actually who does a phenomenal job in this role, because she's like not even recognizable. but we meet this girl, Ashley Greene plays. I think I don't think we ever learn her name in the movie, at least not from my recollection. But I saw on the cast list her name's Violet, so we'll say Violet. So Justine meets Violet in the convenience store. They run into each other, and Violet compliments Justine on her friend's car. And obviously not knowing that Justine simply borrowed her friend's car. And the way she compliments Justine, it's kind of a little offsetting. So Justine just says, thank you, and goes to pay for her stuff. And the girl Violet follows her up to the counter. And as Justine is getting rung up, and she presents her student ID for a discount, and Violet's wearing these sunglasses, and then Violet demands a discount on the sunglasses, and then the cashier's like, well, I need to see ID. I need to see like a student ID, veteran ID, whatever. I need to see some type of ID. So Justine's like, no, I want a she's just, I don't have an ID, but I want a discount. So, and then the cashier, he's like, sorry, no can do. And then Justine offers to pay for the sunglasses, but then, which seems to really just really annoy Violet. Like, instead of saying thank you, like, she's just like, she basically just snaps at Justine and just throws a 20 on the counter and walks out of the store. And of course, Justine thinks that, that's the last she's going to see of this Violet. Okay, so I had to fix my camera. Justine thinks that this is the last that she's going to see of this girl Violet. But however, that's not the case. So Justine, she leaves, just thinking that this is just going to be a weird encounter. And she gets into her car. But as she gets into her car and she's driving back to campus, she notices that she's being followed. And right when she's starting to get back to campus, all of a sudden she's cut off by this car, and she sees that it's this Violet girl in the car. So of course she gets angry, but she manages to, even though Violet seems to be trying to trap her, she manages to get around. She goes back to campus and all seems okay for a while. But then that's when the action happens. After she gets back to campus and she's starting to study, she gives the security guard his stuff. She's starting to study, and all of a sudden she sees Violet enter her room. And Violet's not alone this time. She is actually with these 3 men, very large men, who are hooded and in these really, really weird looking masks that kind of are reminiscent to the Strangers movie. and they basically stalk and harass her throughout the film, and it's actually evident that it's ritualistic. So I'm not going to go any further than that, because I don't want to spoil it too much if you haven't seen the film yet. But here's what I thought of the film. Like I said, I very much enjoyed this film. I thought that this was a really good find. And in watching the film, I actually, I was very invested in it. And the thing about this film is that it doesn't, like, for me, it's not really the jump scares. It's more about the atmosphere. And I heard one reviewer say that it's almost like an old school Hitchcock film, where you're very drawn into the atmosphere, and you're actually, even though you may not really get to know the character on a deep level, you're still put in that main character's shoes as they're being chased, as they're being stalked. And I agree, and you're very invested because of that, because you're kind of put in that, the director and the actors and the writers, the editors, they did a very, very good job at just really putting the viewer into the situation of Justine. And I really thought, and it was actually well acted, and she actually, like, she did a lot of things right. She actually, she really uses her resources well. There wasn't really too many, or really any times that I think where I was like, oh my gosh, really? Does she do everything perfect? No. And honestly, like, who would in that situation, when you're just really having to think fast and think on your feet, and like survival is your first instinct. So with that, I do say that I recommend watching this film. Would it be one that you watch over and over again? I've watched it like more than once, but is it a masterpiece? No, but it is very well done. It is very atmospheric. The acting, I thought, was good. I liked the atmosphere. They did a great job with building up the atmosphere. I will say though, if you're like more into, I guess, jump scares, or if you're more into, like, very like just fast action, because there is a build up with this story, especially in the first part of the movie. There's definitely a build up to the event. So if you're somebody who likes all the action, like from beginning to end, you may not like this movie. However, if you enjoy like a good atmosphere, a good build up, and just an overall, just like a spooky setting where you're kind of placed into the character's shoes almost, then I think you'll like it. So alright, so that's my review of the film Kristy, and yeah, if you saw it, let me know what you thought of it, and I will see you next time. Oh, make sure you subscribe, and I also have my music channel too, which I'll also put in the comments if you're into like dark Celtic music. So but I will see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.